Okay, it says I'm live. We're going to try this out. Okay, I show up Delta test on this. All right. Okay. Now I get that you're hearing some background noise. I'm cranking the heat up for a bit. Man, it takes a lot to get this stuff. God, dog. Actually having a real YouTube channel is difficult. But I got coffee. I got tacos. I'm going to live. I'll live. So, as much as I can say for some of the people that are riding in tanks on their way to Ukraine, they're not going to make it. Oh my God, I even had a drink of coffee. I've been sitting here working on this. So you see I'm evolving. I'm getting better all the time. Let me see if, while I'm here, let me see if doing this doesn't mess things up. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try to show this playlist I put together and see if I can. If I go to another tab, I don't want to mess this up. So I'm going to make this screen bigger. I was going to go ahead and shut down anyway, right? I need some heat. Alright. That should have done something. Maybe that's just what I'm looking at. Let's see. Over here, actually, let's see. I wonder if I'm able to let's see what I can. Let me see if when I click over here, if it moves this my camera. This is what I need to see. Oh, it changed it. Okay. Okay. So, all right. Maybe I can work with this. Let's show it that one. I told it to show that tab. Okay. So, we have video and sound. Yeah, I appreciate that. And first I worked on the video, then I worked on the sound. Now I'm working on which window am I allowed to click on without making this thing loose. I have to set it up from the get-go, and it has to be set up like this. And I think I can only show one window at a time. Let me see if, no, that's the one I got to show. Even if I add a tab, I don't think I can see it. So check this out. I'm going to give y'all a little something on this one. Okay. So basically, here's what's going on. And I said it in a different little live thing, but I put those as private. I was just trying to test audio and video. All right, so Russia is running these guys in these tanks, and they don't even have a map. Okay, and here's the real important thing that you need to know about this war if you don't know anything else, is this. Today is the 3rd of March. Okay? On the 6th of March, they are planning to have a very large anti-government demonstration in Russia. Everybody's going to be in the streets. Okay? Let's see, but no, yeah, well, but it's good here, right? Okay. So everybody in Russia is going to be on the streets protesting on the 6th is what they're calling for. This was one of the people who used to be in the Russian government, and another guy who used to be an American. What people are calling for this. So Here's the kicker. That's on the 6th. The great thaw that's fixing to happen from the winter time, that's going to make those tanks bogged down and mired in mud, happens on the 9th. It's going to start getting warmer on the 9th. Now, they're on that road. They don't have maps. Basically, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. All the ducks are in a row. They're sending them in. My understanding is they're sending them in armored column battalions of or convoys of 100 at a time, and Ukraine is taking them out like nothing. So if they send in more, they'll be bottlenecked more. I'm not sure exactly what's popped off today. There is a live cam that you can watch that'll show everything today. I wanted to have that as a window. I probably should have set this up so I could have multiple windows. I'm happy just to show a window. This is where I'm at. I'm so low tech. I'm just glad to be here, people. No, but I'm glad to be able to do this. And I'm going to see, since I can do this, to see what is that. Is that like a picture-in-picture? Let's see. Link with TV. No, I ain't trying to link nothing. Okay, so, all right, this is a playlist I put together with all these soldiers that are calling their mom and saying, can you get in touch with the Russian government and tell them I've been taken captive? So evidently the way that Russia rolls is, if you're in the army, they tell you in training, we will not give you telephone. You call mama. I don't know. What can you say about that? If that's how they roll, if their communication is phone mom and have them call the Russian Federation to say, hey, you've been taken captive. No, but it's got to be, I'm sure it's got to be something like that. They don't want the phones that are cell phones that they're using to call people with and lending these people to use their phone, that they're not wanting for the Russian government to have those phone numbers, probably, so they can't, affect them. But anyways, there's a lot that who knows exactly what's going on with that. What I do know is this: these guys are going down there and they think they're going to be welcomed with open arms. They kind of are when it comes to it, because people realize they're confused and they realize, hey, they're being ordered to come here. They've already figured it out. They're being ordered to come here just by, okay, drive a little further. And then the guy in the tank looks out and says, wait a minute, we're in Ukraine now. They don't even have a clue that they're fixing to fight a battle. They don't have a map. They don't know where they're going. They just look out and see the signs and they're like, okay, I'm not believing this. We're in Ukraine. And they're like, crap, we just broke the law because we just crossed over a country's border. And one guy on there, he needs to be promoted to general. He's the only one that's got a clue, but he's already been taken captive. He says to him, he says, now listen to this. I can tell he's a student of history and of warfare, because he says, they sent us here without any, info at all. He says, like cannon fodder. And when he said that, I'm like, that guy's intelligent. He should be running the show. Good thing he's not. Otherwise, Ukraine would be in trouble. But the other thing is, they are saying to the Ukrainian captors, they're telling them after they surrender, they're saying, listen, our guys are being shot if they get wounded. They're not treating the wounded. Russia is not treating their wounded. They're shooting them. The commanding officer is killing them if they get wounded. Okay, these are war crimes. Like, not just like I'm making a playlist on war crimes, because it's not just that they're shooting indiscriminately, and they're actually giving orders and telling these guys, fire on that building, even though it's a civilian building. They're giving orders specifically. These aren't missed targets. They're specifically ordering them to, and they're like, I can't believe this. Some of these guys aren't even firing a shot. They're just driving in there and getting shot up, and then, whoa, what happened? I surrendered, kind of thing. They don't even know they're at war. And every vehicle they look in, They have noticed, and they have mentioned this, the Ukrainians say, there's no maps in these vehicles. So how would they know to go anywhere? Not even a topographical map. You got to be stuck on the highway and just follow somebody, and they'll tell you where to go. Nobody rolls like that. Nobody. Even those old tank movies, they're like, hey, I need a map. You got to sneak me in a map. Like that T-34, I think it was, that movie I put up a link to. I'll put another link to that. It was a good movie, but evidently they didn't watch it. So, like I said, the word Satan means adversary, and Putin has put himself in the place of the adversary. He is Satan, and so Satan is not a good general, or he wouldn't have lost the battle in heaven. So there's that. Evidently, because they're just sitting out there. They're, let's see. I got that last comment you made, though. I had to skip over that while I was talking. Let's see. Who used the first nuke? Other seers recently saw a radioactive cloud over Asia. Okay, let me say this. There's a thing about that. My gift is different, and each person will get a different little splotch of paint on this big wall or canvas that I call it splatter paint. And I get a certain, evidently I've been told things about Russia. Well, I'm fine with that. I don't see everything. I don't know everything. And the information I'm given is for a specific purpose. So right now I'm on this, and like somebody else is on that. There's a reason, and it's God's reason. I don't question it. So I have not seen anything I hadn't really talked about, except for there was a little more to the situation where I didn't want to mention it until Hannity said something. There's a little more. I still don't want to talk about it now. I'm not supposed to talk about it, about Putin's last day. When it happens, I'll tell you, and then you'll be like, no way. But right now, all I can tell you is I told you that there would be a charge of the heavy brigade, and that they would go in there like cannon fodder. And part of it has already happened, and it's still happening, and the whole world's watching, just like it happened with the charge of the light brigade. They're going in there, and it's not their reason it's not for them to wonder why. It's just for them to do or die. They're going into their own imminent destruction and death. I was shown this way before this battle happened. I talked about this. I put the video up the other day, another link to it. It is what it is. That there was going to be, and I even went ahead and wrote another poem about it on that day. And people were talking to me like, what are you talking about? Russia ain't going to surrender to nobody. Oh, they're bigger. Not on YouTube, but other people said, they're not going to surrender. They don't surrender. They're big. Man, let me tell you something. There's something to this, and it has to do with Zechariah. God made them blind and stupid, or blind and dumb, or what do you want to call it, where they just are fogged and they have not getting intel at the same time. So there's a few good soldiers within them, but God wanted this to happen in this way, because just like in Zechariah, it says, not by might, but it's the will of God. The stronger army is going to lose in that situation. Maybe not the whole thing, but then 1/3 is going to be there. But it also says too, there was something that I missed the other day, and I was going to talk about it in Zechariah. It also says that let's see, it was the start of it. Oh yeah, where Russia, it says, don't lie to your brother and don't lie to your neighbor because it angers God. They did that. They did every single little thing in Zechariah. And it's even so much as that he's a Jew, the leader of Ukraine, and that people are going to basically, it says take hold of his raiment, but I said take hold of his shirt. And then and follow him, and say, we're with you, basically. So, I mean, not follow him, but say we're with you. And that they would, be with him in the Feast of Tabernacles, which is a thing. So I'm given certain things. I'm not giving it all, but you can tell, for me to have brought up that there was going to be a charge of the heavy brigade, that Russia was going to walk in there and be destroyed. I also mentioned that there would be a shortage of headstones. That's going to happen. That'll make the news. And the explosion I saw was like a tactical nuke kind of thing. And then the 3 planes has not happened yet, where they tried to take out 3 planes. I'm of the understanding it's because they don't know, either they don't, I get them understanding they don't know which plane that person's on they're trying to take out. That's why they went with 3. 2 of them will be hit. The third will be protected from within and from without. In other words, people in Russia is going to stop that from happening, and the people who were doing surveillance kind of stuff and knowing what's going on the internet and computers and phones and stuff will know to stop them from, once the 2 planes have already went down there. Oh, here's another one, and they somehow see the same marker. They see the same marker. There's a marker where they track the other 2, and they see, oh, then they're after that one too, and then they know, and then within tells them, and that confirms it, and then they shut that down. And then so the 3rd plane does not get shot down, but it was gonna, okay. And it's my understanding maybe the person on that gets away with, you know, getting moved because he was on the 3rd plane. This is all what I'm given. So you can watch for planes, but first you can watch the charge of the heavy brigade. You see, and how am I supposed to know this stuff, or why? I don't know. But I'm not giving everything. I'm just giving a little paint splatter here, a little paint splatter there. And it's like this and this. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know how to bring it to the world that, hey, they're going to be surrendering to the enemy. So I've kind of weaved it into that little story where I says, hey, because at the time it mattered. It would have changed the outcome of all outcomes, the eventuality of all eventualities. It would have changed things. So basically I said, you know, I called it the Red Rover, which it looked like it to me. It was like Red Rover, what I was shown. Red Rover, where they're coming over and surrendering. Well, the ones that live. The other ones are just with them. They don't know, but you got to shoot at them because they're the enemy and they're coming in with 100 tanks, you know, or 50 tanks and the rest of them carriers. So they take out a column, and whoever lives, they let them, you know, play Red Rover and come on over. Well, that's kind of how it worked in my vision. And so I did that video and called it Operation Red Rover and this. And I was saying, okay, I got an idea. We'll get them all tracksuits and all this stuff. Let me tell you what's fixing to happen. When there's a surge, a lot more of them are going to get killed, and they won't be able to take as many prisoners because they're be too busy shooting. However, it's almost as if they're going to need tank parking, a big parking lot. Okay, park over there, surrender over here. We'll get your process through here. Take a, you know, please put down your weapons. This is what it seems like to me and what I was shown, and that's really weird. But on a grand level, this will only be this first group that'll be able to surrender. After that, it won't work. You know, that's what I was shown. That's why I was saying it in the Red Rover thing. It's like, well, the first group we could take, it's only going to be for this major first group. And then after this, it's not going to work anymore because Russia's going to shoot them in the back of the head. If they look like they're surrendering in battle, they'll be given orders to do that. So it'd be almost like a suicide mission. So, but if they would have went back, they'd have been shot. Or if they would have not forced their shot. And if they get wounded, they get shot. So it's all messed up. These are good guys. They're just kids. They're just kids. But what I was shown about it was the Operation Red Rover. I was trying to make it kind of like a joke. It's no joke. Neither is the Charge of the Light Brigade. And that's what was shown. And I didn't know how to bring it. Because how do you tell the world, oh, by the way, the Russian army's fixing to surrender to a smaller group? First off, they'd all laugh me off the internet. And second, it might change the outcome. Now, at this point, nothing's going to change the outcome. It doesn't matter what I say. I know that, except the thing about Putin. So there's this, and I appreciate, and it's good that other people are seeing that. Let me know what other people are seeing, because I'm not seeing it because it's not for me to see. We're all supposed to put it all together. So the first nuke got, you know, there is a little something right out of cloud. And I'll say this too, something's going on at Chernobyl. Either the Russian army has decided to take some of the elephant's foot, and this is what I'm getting, is I think they're messing with a dirty nuke, because they're saying they're picking up larger than normal readings from Chernobyl. Then they must have opened up the cask thing or brought stuff outside of the building. You're not gonna mess with the cask. They brought stuff outside of the building. Somebody needs to track that mess. So get on it. Anybody that does this stuff, get on it. I'm just saying, either they're going to put it in a weapon and scatter it out, you know, use it as a weapon. I don't know. That's called a dirty nuke. Like if you took nuclear waste or something like that, that's nuclear radioactive isotopes, and put them next to like a stick of dynamite and it blew up. Maybe the dynamite didn't blow up, hurt nobody, but that stuff's all over, then it's bad. So let's see here. I'll read your other comment here though, because I was answering that. And the Ukrainians took the highway signs down. Wait, that's hilarious. Thank you for telling me that. That's a riot. I didn't know they did that. That's great. They took the signs down. They should actually make them, you know how in the old cartoons they like spin them around and they be pointing the wrong way, or they put a wooden sign and tack it down and make it point the wrong way to make them in an ambush. That's funny. They need to put out fake signs and say this way to Kiev and have some people waiting down there as an ambush. That's what's up. That's funny. Oh my God, that's genius too, by the way, what I just said and what we were talking about. Let's see, God has the Russian army in derision. Yeah, they got something going on. And I don't know what that link is, but I can't mess with it now. But Russian troops just walked away. Yeah, there's something. What are you talking about? They just walked away. I'd have to. Can you expound on that walking away thing? But I'm gonna play this. I want you to see this. This is a full playlist that I'm putting up, that I've locked up right now, but I'm gonna make it public, and it's called Russian Momma I'm Captured Hotline. Oh, I should have put a comment in that I'm thing. Not trying to be my own grammar Nazi, but you know, there's that. Oh yeah, and Russia is hunting for Nazis in Ukraine. So when they're done bombing all the buildings that civilians live in and killing people that are innocent, maybe when they're done, maybe there won't be no Nazis left, right? When the old when the old Jewish grandmothers that are there have all been shot, maybe they'll have no Nazis. Yeah, they're going to go down there and help Ukraine with, right? So let's see here. They did it last week. Tank sitting at a three-way with no idea where to go. Oh my God, that's funny. I got to see that. Let's see here. The Russians in the link. Yeah, so here's what I got going on, and I want to play this here. But I want to scroll down and find the one that I think I want to play more than the others, if I can. That's if I can. I don't know. Yeah, I can. Okay, without clicking on them. Let's see. That one was kind of sad. There's one that's kind of sad. I don't want to play that right now, but I will play it. Some of them don't have subtitles, but you can pretty much tell what they're saying. And there's one too. I want to play this so that you understand I'm telling the truth, that there's actually a whole group of women that are helping mothers try to find their kids in the Russian army that have not called home in a good hot minute, and they don't know where they're at, and that a lot of them been taken prisoner, or some of them been killed. So, and these are all kids, and they're not from Moscow. They're doing that on purpose, and the commanders are just leading them down there with no intel, no map, no nothing, not even a topographical map. I mean, these people are so just lost. POW say they were tricked, threatened during invasion. Let's watch this one. We were lied to. Read that, yo. We came because of military exercises, but we were lied to. And so now I'm here. That's what it says. Can you read that? If it's dark enough. Read that, people. They were lied to. I told you they were going to show up and they were going to be saying, which I said it in a joking way, but this is what I saw. Now I can say it. They were going to show up and they were going to say, because I said they're going to need some English words, they were going to say things like, I am hungry. I'd like to surrender. They made me come here. I don't like war anymore. They lied to us. I mean, this is what I was saying, but I was saying it in a different way. And it's because it would have changed the outcome. Now it won't change the outcome, and you can look back and see what I said. I wasn't writing backwards like Nostradamus or nothing, but this is all of that. And I also was like, hey, look, they're going to need some clothes. They're going to need some flip-flops and some tracksuits. They're moving to Miami, and we'll make them truck drivers. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with these people, but there's too many of them. We need to fly them out of there. They're not going to be able to go back home because Russia will probably kill them, might even hurt their family. Honestly, they just need to get out of there. They could have been dead already. And it's too much for Ukraine to have to babysit these kids. Because straight up, they're going to have to feed them and everything else. This is a humanitarian crisis of existential, I mean, of what I'm saying, what, of unknown proportions, like how big this will be. But it's going to be huge, because even though they're going to kill a lot of them, there's going to be so many that are prisoners of war that this is going to be, man. But I know that 80,000 are going to die. Russians got it. Putin has got a number in his head of 89,000 that it's okay to kill, but 80,000 are going to die, and there's going to be a shortage of headstones. You'll watch for that. It'll be in the news. Shortage of headstones. So, but here's this. Cannon fodder. This guy. That's the guy. Check it out. And they began using us like cannon fodder. Though all the people, at least from our unit, do not want war. Now, I'll go further. This could be diversionary subterfuge, so they could have taken that other city that they're putting these young kids up first, not telling them nothing, whatever. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that they just need warm bodies in tanks. I figured anybody can drive a tank, it'll keep you safe, whatever. They don't know, and they didn't know he was going to give them javelins. They didn't know. Ukraine did not previously have javelins, and they didn't have stingers, I don't think. They had something similar, but it wasn't as good. Anyway, this is the guy. He should be a general. He's a student of war. Cannon fodder, just that word, tells me he is intelligent beyond his years. I was sensing and knowing about this kid. He could have been something. Russia messed up with this kid. So, can you hear the audio on this video? That's the question. Like really loud through your own speakers, if you want to turn it up. Yeah, how was the audio on that video right there? I need to know. But so yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna go back. Okay, I can only play this playlist, I think. So I'm gonna play some of it, but then I'll get into the other thing. Let's see. Oh, and some of these have no English subtitles, and some of them, like they're beat up, but then they take them to the hospital. They give them good care, and then they say, "Hey, we're gonna keep you warm. We're gonna give you food, all this stuff." You know, they say that they're taken better care of than even in their own country, even in Russia and even in the army, that they're being taken care of. And it's not just about staying warm; it's about how they're being fed. I told you too that they would use food to push them forward. These guys are starving, and there's videos of them breaking into gas stations and stores and stealing all the food there. So anyhow, let's see here. This one, it says they deceived us. We thought that we came to protect, but on the contrary, we came to kill. Check this out.
Алло, привет.
Audio.
Слышишь? Я попал в плен сейчас. Слушай, мы приехали сюда. Вот, получается, мы приехали.
Listen to the woman, her reaction.
Защищать приехали, а наоборот приехали сюда убивать. Мирных людей. Женщин, детей.
Вань, ты чё такое говоришь? Ваня! Влад, ты чё говоришь?
Позвони жене Юрия Белка, которая Юрия Емельяненко. Скажи, что пускай они позвонят по эту горячую линию и узнают, как забрать тела.
Какие дела?
Их
Какие дела?
их тела.
Вас отпустят домой.
Я не знаю. Я надеюсь,
Как?
не допустить остальных.
Ваня, ты обязательно поднимешь его.
Я вас как сильно.
Мы тебя тоже любим, нахуй, тварь, ты в пизду, ты еще увольняешься, я не ебала переживать.
I can tell you what she's saying. She's saying, my baby boy, you're at war? Why'd they do that?
Пожалуйста. Все будет хорошо, Ваня.
Yeah, beat up when their armor was blown up. Yeah.
Моего тебя ты нас защищал. Ты нас защищал, во-первых.
Now check this out, and I'm gonna play the next one. This is Happy Chip. Happy Chip up here. Happy Chip, that's his video. Subscribe to that guy. I'll put the playlist, I'll make it public. You got to subscribe to this guy. He is over there. He's in it. He's one of the soldiers or something, because I have to look at the videos. I'm pretty sure, I know that at one point he was showing a video from far off showing Ukraine returning fire like crazy with a bunch of rockets, but like a whole bunch of rapid fire ones, but which they probably have some of the missile brigade missile launchers too on tanks. They're getting a lot of tanks, regular tanks too, so who knows. But and the gypsies took one and towed it away. That was hilarious. The Ukrainian gypsies took a tractor and just hooked to it and towed it away for the scrap pieces they were going to use for something, probably making the world's first gypsy tank wagon. I don't know. But like I said, it's all the same story. They're all basically saying, Mama, I need you to call my commander, or the Russian government, to tell my commander that I've been taken captive and that I've, that they killed everybody in our column and all this other stuff. Let's see here. Phone call with Mom. This is English, so let me see if it has subtitles. The other one did too.
The time it takes for me to make my morning coffee, I can
Let's see here.
for internet things happening this month, which is a good reminder.
Hello, Mom. Hi. Did you recognize me? I'm in the territory of Ukraine. I have been taken captive, but I'm all right. I'm on the territory of Ukraine. I'm a prisoner of war. Hey, Mom. Hey. Please listen to me carefully. I've been treated well. Please don't worry about me. But you have to contact my unit. Write it somewhere down, please. Say to them that I have been taken captive on the territory of Ukraine. When they sent us here, they said that it was going to be a peacekeeping operation on the territory of DPR and LPR. But in fact, we broke out the war. I mean, we acted as aggressors. We are bombing cities, Mom. Share this information if you can. Mom, listen please. They won't let me go because I'm in captivity. Can you get that I came here as an aggressor? That's why they won't let me go. Please do what I have asked you.
Число месяца от рождения.
My name is Petro Kanton Andreevich. I was born on the 5th of July 2000. Military Unit 91706, Division number 150, 2nd Regiment. I'm a senior sniper. My rank is private.
They call it a sniper.
In drills. After some 2 weeks, we were sent to the border with Ukraine. They said we were going to guard the border, but then suddenly, the night we crossed the border, we reached and stayed in some village, and we had no choice. After we had crossed the border, if we would have declined the order, we would have been sentenced after returning home to the sentence from 15 to 25 years of imprisonment. This is almost all a lie. Here we are treated better than by our own command. I want to say to my mom, wait for me, I will return.
Okay, so if I got my audio back on because I switched it off, I think this is good. Just give me a thumbs up if you got audio. But so basically that guy was saying that, you know, they were lied to, and also you know, it's like that they're having to call their mom to contact the government, and all the moms getting together and have a whole thing together, that they're calling this certain hotline, and that hotline is getting 10 phone calls every 2 hours all day long, 24/7. And then let's see. Oh, by the way, if you have any information of what you're talking about, ICC is to investigate war crimes, type out what the ICC is, and then I'll look them up. There's got to be a website, and I'm putting together a playlist too. I think I made it public, but it will be public after this. It says war crimes in Ukraine or whatever, you know, Russian-Ukraine war, something like that. But basically, on the one hand, you want to kind of make fun of this because they're supposed to be the enemy of the side that you're, you know, kind of rooting for, helping, saying it's not right, and you want them to be free in their democratic, you know, country that's being treated bad by Russia. But at the same time, you feel bad for these kids. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have a clue what was going on. They are cannon fodder. This is the charge of the Heavy Brigade, just like I talked about way before this happened, that I saw was going to happen. And it's going to be even stronger. And the whole world, just like both sides of the armies were looking at it, the Russians were looking at it during the charge of the Heavy Brigade, and they were like, you know what? These guys are fixing to die, but they're doing what they were told. They're following orders. You got to respect that. And there's a lot of respect for the people who follow orders even to their death. These kids are doing that. You got to respect the fact that they're following orders, even though they're like, man, they're conflicted. They're like, man, if I go back, they'd shoot me. If I don't, there is no sir, no sir in the Russian army. There's no sir, no sir. There is no, okay, these, you know, these orders will, you know, be against the Geneva Convention, you know, bombing people and using cluster bombs and vacuum bombs and all the other crap they're doing. And there is no defying orders. You know, there's no protecting those who cannot protect themselves. They don't go by these rules. They just have to follow orders. They've gotten themselves into a bad situation, even signing up for the Russian army. I'm sure they're all going, hey, listen, you might want to tell these people that are being, you know, told, would you like to join the army? And no, you know what I'm saying? You don't join the Russian army, not right now. So they filled up a bunch of tanks with warm bodies, and they're sending them out to be slaughtered. It's kind of stupid, and they're in a bad situation, and they have a bad choice to make. And because they're not firing when they get down there, a lot of them are living through it, you know. And I mean, a lot are being killed, but you see there's video after video after video after video after, just like I said, I'm hungry. I don't want to be here. I don't like war. I didn't mean to come here. I was told I was made to be here. You know, all of this. I'm hungry. You know, everybody in my column died. All of this was shown to me, and so I'm showing it now to you in real time. So I'll go back though. So this is Operation Red Rover. I'm just saying, send them over. You know. Let's see here. But there's so many of these. Like I said, this is, look at how many there are just in this one little shot. Walking them down the road with their hands on their head. I said, I saw them put their hands on their head with their fingers laced. I saw this. I was saying they will need to walk with their hands above their head with their fingers laced. This is what I saw. All of this I already, and it freaked me out. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I looked it up on the internet. Has Russia ever surrendered? What, you know, how many people are in the Russian army versus the Ukrainian army? I'm like, this don't make no sense. Now it makes sense. I just know what I was shown. And so at this point, it's like you're scared to say what you saw because you're like, how is this even ever going to happen? God will blind the stronger enemy if he decides to. He will confound their horses. The black and white horses are the black and white tanks. There's white tanks, black tanks, and then of course if you put horses together, sometimes they mix, and you'll get a paint pony, splotched white and black. They've got those ones that are black that have so many white Z's on them that almost look like a painted pony. Even black and white horses. So I'm gonna go back, but yeah, I didn't, like I said, I didn't know how to say that other. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna make this kind of a funny little thing, you know, Operation Red Rover. At that time, it could be funny. Now it's kind of not funny no more because these people are dying. But this guy, this one will get your heart. This woman is being so nice to him, holding the phone, helping out.
What the hell is that?
Wait a second, this is just a commercial. This young Russian soldier surrendered. He was sent to death by the Russian army. He was lied to. He's crying. She's sitting there petting him, going, it's going to be okay. See, they're cousins. You know, they're all like, you know. And he's crying. He cried because the war shouldn't exist. They made him hot tea. You see what's going on here? Don't provide enough food for them. The Russian army forces to fight, or they will threaten their families. For many people must die in this, or how many people must die in this war? They're all Slavs. They're intermarried and stuff, you know. And this is where that big group of guys, and it's like every day that they're. This now he's a POW. She thought he was in exercises. Oh, all of these are going to be on a playlist called the Russian Momma Hotline or whatever that I named it. So they sent me the video on him, and she put up put it up, said, please pray that he's alive. A lot of them are calling, have been calling for months and months now, saying, where are our kids? Some of these people have only been in the army for 3 months, period, and they were pushed forward. The defense ministry. The commander said, we're dealing with it. With the FSB. Physical. You know, what she says, a physical, yeah, too, yeah. Basically, KGB. She's just trying to see her son on TV because she's getting no intel. Of course, they're lying. Like I said before, I had that knowing that someone said this. I believe it was Putin, but I was given this saying to say, and I said it a while back, but it was, We will have to continue lying to the Americans until all of our objectives are met. This was at the time way back when they were sitting on the border of Ukraine, and I was saying they're not leaving, they're lying. They're saying that this is exercise. There was only 50,000 at the time. I was saying they're not lying and they're not leaving. He says that they're leaving, but they're bringing some back, but that's just the ones on exercises. The other ones are actually, some are setting up and they're going to be at a new base, and they're going to have paratroopers go there, and they brought in more paratroopers and dropped them in. The other ones are basically going to sit there on the border, and they're going to invade Ukraine. I said this way back, and that they were lying. They were lying back then, and I was told to tell that, and I did. So, you know, they're lying to the people. Oh, I got to say this now, because I'm supposed to, oh, and that's Radio Free Europe. Subscribe to them too. Okay, I'm supposed to put this out there. This needs to be pushed. Someone needs to push this to every corner. When you make a comment on someone's video, this is the anthem you need to push. Is this. And I'm told to say this. The oligarchs have euros, but the Russian people can't even get rubles. You see, they've closed up the banks. The banks can't give them cash. Some of them can, some of them can't. Most of them can't. And the ruble now, $1 of the ruble is worth 0.00 whatever cent as of 3 or 4 days ago. Now it's worth nothing. It's garbage. Toilet paper's worth more. So if you had to go to the bathroom, you'd use rubles before you'd use the toilet paper, because you can't buy more toilet paper. This is what it's worth. So now if you wanted short stocks and you had a few years, it will go up once something happens with, like I said, what's going to happen. I don't want to talk about it, but anyway, Hannity talked about it. Here's what it is. That all goes down, and this all stops, and whatever happens in the end result, the ruble will come back up and will even help Russia. However, in the meantime and in between time, right now, people are going to starve, and it's day 6, but it's day 3 on the hard sanctions, 2, maybe 2.5, 3. And they took their yachts, and this is so far over. It's not even, it's over. Those people are going to starve to death in Russia. And they're going to have to, with their last fiber of their being. And the 6th is when they're going to all be out and protest, but it's going to continue, because that won't end it. It'll only end when it ends. And there you go. They don't have money for food. The anthem needs to be this. The oligarchs have euros, and we can't even get rubles. The Russian people can't even get rubles. I was told to share that. It is what it is. So, from my knowing, it is what it is. But the Radio Free Europe, they did that since even World War II. Oh, they already showed that. But, like, I almost want to show it again, but... Anyhow, let me get off that. I can't even deal, man. So, a Russian soldier told he was under threat of prison time. This guy.
Hey guys, we're giving away a ton of these free samples today. Just take our quick 2-minute survey and we'll send it right to your door.
Каким образом ты оказался на территории Украины?
So the reason...
How did you find yourself on Ukrainian territory?
Let me say this. The reason I put together that playlist is because, honestly, mothers that are looking for their children right now in Russia may want to look through my video playlist. So that's why I'm like, okay, I'll put it. And I don't make no money off of that. And because I'm putting this up, it'll be copyright striked on purpose. It's fine. So it's not for money or glory. I'm just putting it up for helpfulness, is what it is. But honestly, they are being enemy combatants, but at the same time, they just didn't know, and it's like messed up. So I figured, look, if I'm another resource, great. So the playlist is Russian Momma Hotline, Some of them are calling them. Some of these are not and have not contacted anybody because they may not even know the number. It might be in their phone and their phone got blowed up. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny. I did write a little skit about it, a little song thing. I'm not going to do it on this video. I'm not trying to in any way demoralize the Russian soldiers that or the army itself in any way. They already got their own issues, you know. So I'm just putting this up, not out of fear, by the way, because I could care less. But I'm just putting this up to help, and then it might be a resource. And believe it or not, one of the moms might look on there and say, "Hey, there's this playlist, a whole bunch of little, guys that are saying they was in this country and taken captive," and they might see their kid. This is a person. This is somebody's kid, and they are kids, and they're all none of them from Moscow, so the word don't get back to Moscow about the truth about what's really going on through the families, But anyhow, this guy.
In Poltava Oblast, we were on drills near Voronezh, and we were relocating closer and closer to the border.
They were on
We were
drills.
sent even closer to the border, as I understand it, and then we passed some fence, and because of the writings that were on that fence, I have understood that we were in Ukraine already. You have understood that you have crossed the border of another state, committed a crime. Yes.
Понял, что ты пересек территорию, но по
Did command told you that you were going to fight in Ukraine? They have told us we will go over the border. When you were crossing the border, did you understood that you would need to execute orders that may come in conflict with your consciousness? That you would open fire in kindergartens, residential housing, non-resistant citizens. I hadn't been shooting. We were told that Zelensky held already signed capitulation, that we would reach Kiev, that take defensive position for a few days and then return. To defend from whom? Just so that the tanks could roll into Kiev, so we have been told. For what purpose you were planning to roll tanks on the territory of another state, from whom you were planning to defend yourself? As soldiers to show strength. Have you shown your strength? How big was your armed column?
They just said, how big was your armed column?
I don't know exact numbers. It was a large column, approximately.
Maybe 100 vehicles. So
were there any heavy vehicles in the column? Heavy vehicles? Yeah, there were heavy vehicles. There were mostly tanks. And those tanks were deployed against peaceful population. Did you plan to use them to defend against peaceful population in Kiev? Against whom you were planning to defend? I don't know. So you got here, were you mistreated? Have you been beaten? Did they broke your bones? No. So why did you came to us? I was sent. Have you considered to refuse? No. Why? I was told to sign a contract, or it would be signed for me. What danger would you face if you had refused?
Death.
Prison. Is killing people preferable to a prison? I didn't know that I would have to kill people. And when you found out, when you crossed the border, you understood that you were doing where we're going? I was in a war when the shooting had started. I was in a war. In case you will be seen in your homeland, do you want to say something to your mom and dad? That I love them. Do you experience a feeling of guilt toward our citizens, whom you have come to kill, unarmed? I haven't killed anybody, I'm sorry. That. What about tanks? Why did you need tanks? If you haven't come here to kill, what were the tanks for? I didn't. I'm sorry that this is the policy of our state, of our president. I do not support it.
I do not support it. Now, let's see. Oh, come on. All right, so I turn my mic back on. I didn't want to echo. I hope this is going well as a better live than what I've been able to provide before. I mean, this is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking to have more windows that I can actually share and then click off of them, and then have more windows. But this playlist alone is getting what I'm trying to get out. And something's going on, though. I got to say this again. Something's going on with Chernobyl. They're messing with it. Either they brought nuclear material out of it to use, and I'm told, in a dirty bomb, or they broke the cask. Something's up. Now, that elephant's foot, you don't want to get near it. I don't know how they got it out or who they got in there that probably will be dead in 3 days. All I know is you can be in the building now, and now I think they can take pictures, but you can't get close enough to take a picture of that elephant's foot. I think they use a robot once it quit killing robots. I have to look that up. But let's see here. Let's see, under threat of prison time. What did I miss? I'm gonna click up here. And I do appreciate your all your comments, man, all of them, because seriously, you're giving good intel. You know. Let's see. Can I do this? I was going over to here. Let's see. Oh, somehow I was able to get into this. That's fine. Next live. Bam. Money. Okay, great. I can get into this one. Now, this is funny. You want to laugh? This is a riot. I'm gonna check what you got, though. The bombing in... Oh, I got to talk about something else, too. There are these people who are Muslim fighters. I don't know what they're called again. Sorry about that. But they need to be killed. Not because they're Muslim, but because when they're going in there and they're death squads, they're going in there and they're fighting as mercenaries to kill Ukrainians straight up. They've got a hit list of people they're trying to kill, and they're the ones that tried to kill the leader of Ukraine. They caught a couple of them trying to kill the leader of Ukraine. The way they found out where he was was because of the freaking talks. They need to stop having these stupid talks. They need to stop talking about it and be about it. But he's trying to say, I believe his name is Vladimir Zelensky, but or Volodymyr Zelensky, but he's trying to say, hey, listen, I'm just trying to make sure that everybody sees that I'm giving every effort for peace, even though we're in war, by going to all the talks. But the talks are garbage. Those people are showing up in suits when the Ukrainian people to talk to them are showing up in, camo fatigues for war. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. And there's such low level people in the Russian government. It's not even somebody important to talk to. One was over, I think, the Department of Tourism or something. It was a joke. They don't need to go see them people. But he's trying to make it look right, but it ain't right. Ain't none of it right. And they need to take out the column. A10s, man. A11s, A12s, whatever they want to call them, and a bunch of MiGs. But those people, though, those certain group of fighters, they need to be taken out. Let's see here. Yeah, and they're hitting civilians. It's just messed up. And what is it? Putting about a lot of stop leak. I didn't hear about them doing it in their own tanks. That's freaking, I love it. That's genius. That is like oddball. That's what I thought of too, and I was shown that. So I put the video up. I didn't really realize they're going to do that. Good on them. You know what I'm saying? We need some people doing that. But do you see what I'm saying about the oddball thing? I think Russia has some oddballs. I was shown that there was people that were like, oh, I'm out of gas. No, I don't need to ride. I'm good. No. We'll wait. I'll waiting it out. There's some oddballs kind of waiting it out. I didn't know about them. I saw no vision of people likely knifing their tanks. No, I did not see that. But the oddball thing, the one guy drove by one and says, hey, you want me to tow you back to Russia? He's like, funny, right? Because he would get him back to Russia instead of having him go forward. Well, yeah, that I felt that a little bit, but no, there's some real oddballs for real. And that's that guy, that movie that I was talking about. Let's see here. This guy. Okay, this next video you're fixing to watch, this dude, I think she knew him. I think maybe they're intermarried somehow in the family, because she talked to him like, I don't speak Russian, but I was picking up like if I was going to translate and didn't know what I was hearing, but was going with the gist of it, it was something to the effect of, I've known you your whole life. Who do you think you are out here stopping traffic, telling me you better get out of my way? I'll tell your mama. That kind of, watch this. You'll get it.
Требують від мене документи і требують відкрити багажник. На підставах яких я взагалі не
we got to start at the start though. This is what's up. Hold on.
Ти заховав обличчя і йдеш до нас. Знімай намордник свій. Здрасте. Так покажіть своє обличчя. Покажіть своє.
Here we go. She got stopped at a checkpoint.
Я на даний момент стою в селі Житнє. Зупинили якісь невідомі люди.
When she's talking to him out the window, it's almost like, if you don't get back in your tank and leave me alone, I will run you over this minivan, or whatever she's in. This is like she needs papers or permission, and she's just with kids. She's like, look at this. Watch how she treats this dude.
Так покажіть своє обличчя. Покажіть своє обличчя. Чому я маю показувати терористам свої паспорта? Я взагалі громадянка України. Я тут народилася. Отут на цій рідній земелечці народилася. Ви розумієте? Та чому ви прийшли вбивати моїх батьків, моїх дітей? Та хто ви такі? Чому ви зброєю мене зупиняєте на моїй землі?
Hold up. I'm gonna translate. I know your mama. She lives down the street. You was grown up when you running around, and you lucky I don't beat you up, boy. You better get back in your tank and get out. Listen, this is what they're doing. They're like, who do you think you are? Take your mask off. I'm gonna show who you are. This is. I did hear about the mask part, and she's basically almost telling him, I will run you over this minivan. You know, there you go. Mama Bear right there, you know.
Це для кого? А чому ви прийшли? Чому ви? Блін, хлопці, це моя рідна земля. Ви розумієте? Оце моя рідна земля. Моя. Зніміть маску. Мені просто цікаво подивитися, що ви за людина, що ви на жінку стоїте з автоматом. А зачем вам? А зачем вам мій паспорт? Я по Конституції України можу їздити тут без паспорта. Я громадянка, мене знають тут усі. І мене зупине поліція, вони мене знають, що я громадян.
Yeah. She's like, you tell me I need a papers to, what do I need a passport for? I live here. You trying to be a policeman? What are you trying to do? This is what she's saying. This is what I'm getting. I got that part.
Саме Роменського району. Я народилася ось в цьому селі. Так, а я за вас теж рада. Так, а чому я должна бути рада, якщо ви прийшли до мене з цим автоматом? Хлопці, що мені зараз робити треба? Того, що я боюся за свою землю, за своїх дітей, що вони не можуть тут гуляти. У Миргороді розстріляли дитячий садочок, у Харкові у мене загинула дитина. А чому ви прийшли в Суми? Я не прийшла до вас. Я вас не прийшла. Я до вас не хожу, я на вашій землі нікого не вбиваю. Чому ви прийшли сюди? Одійдіть, я поїду собі додому. Одійдіть звідси.
Щоб я мог убедиться, що ви здесь.
Не відкривайте вікно так.
Хорошо, я з вами розмовляю. Покажіть мені.
Я нічого показувати не буду. Тому що ви не маєте права мене трогати. Хто ви такий? А хто ви такий? Хто ви такий? О, уже в мене стріляють. Шановні, ви чули постріл? У мене стріляють. Стріляють, бачите? Всі бачите, що в мене оці хлопці стріляють. Я знаходжуся в селі Житнє, біля ферми. В мене стріляють. Всі чули постріл. Ану, дивіться, цей чоловік, який боїться показати своє обличчя, мене називає брехухою. Так, оцей чоловік, який не показує своє обличчя. Та мене трусить все. Тому що чого ви тут стоїте? Того, що ви стоїте з цією зброєю. У мене вдома. У мене вдома. Це мій дім. Тут кожен кусочок землі мій дім. А ви чому тут стоїте? Покажіть удостоверення, покажіть мені, де це розпорядження. Я виконую закони. У мене Конституція України, я керуюсь Конституцією України. На даний момент я не повинна нікому показувати свій паспорт. Так. Ви хочете сказати, що я в Росії зараз? Чи де? Чи в Азербайджані, чи в Казахстані? Ну де я зараз знаходжусь? Ви мені об'ясніть, де я зараз знаходжусь, бо я, мабуть, щось не розумію. Чого ви тут сказали? А навіщо мені паспортний режим? Навіщо мені паспортний режим? Ми до вас прийшли. Я до вас прийшла вас убивати. Чоловіче, ви що приймали наркотики чи що? Тому що у вас з головою щось не в порядку, точно. Ну стойте. А я при чому?
Вы же вас не спросили, я не знаю.
Що ви? Та ви прийшли до мене. А якщо в мене нема паспорта, що мені робити? Я його не маю возити, у мене вдома лежить на поличці. В електронному виді. У нас є Дія. А чому я должна вам показувати? Я тільки поліції можу показувати. Це моя особиста інформація. У нас є закон про захист персональних даних. Я не маю її розповсюджувати першим попавшимся на дорозі. Взагалі не маю її розповсюджувати.
Вы здесь своим же не
Didn't, but there's a big thing to that, and that's the